I'm Karen Gray Plaisted, lead decorator and professional home stager of Design Solutions KGP. And with me is Angela Murphy.
Thanks, Karen. Hi, I'm Angela Murphy. I'm a real estate professional in Orange County, New York. And if you have questions, I have answers.
We're here to bring you selling solutions. And today we're going to go ahead and talk about what drives a buyer to view a property. So, Angela, what do you find when a buyer calls you?
Well, firstly, of course, I get the information and I find out which criteria they are looking for. How many bedrooms, how many bathrooms. I also ask if they've spoken with a lender, because it's very important to have a pre-approval before you go out. In the event that a buyer sees something that they like, that we can move forward with the transaction. And then, of course, once I know what the lender says, I know the price, a point, that category that we're looking at, and then we start viewing properties. Either I send them emails or we view them together. So once we make the appointment and we head toward the home, so the first thing I will say that's attractive are the prices. That always attracts a buyer. Secondly, once we pull up to a property, it's that very first impression, what they see, and if they sometimes, if the house is not presenting well, they don't even want to get out of the car. So that's why it's imperative to have that curb appeal on the outside, which makes a buyer want to go inside.
Mm-hmm.
Then once we're inside, once again, if it's light and airy, that always attracts buyers. The dark and congested is really a turnoff to most buyers. So, Karen, when you have a client that is going to sell, and what do you do as a stager to assist them in creating that? I've seen some of your work, that light and airy feeling, or what do you go about doing? How do you go about doing it?
Well, I will go ahead, and the first step is a consultation, which can take up to 2 hours when I walk with the homeowner throughout their house, and we're viewing it as buyers would. And yes, light and bright is extremely important, whether it's an occupied home or whether or not it's a vacant home. The other thing that's very important, of course, too, is the presentation. We want to make sure that the presentation that's kind of like where the decorating principles come into play, because the presentation has to be updated. Most buyers do not want to be seeing a lot of personal taste in a home. They want to be able to look at the home, not somebody's taste in terms as to what they love, but what everybody would love. And we discuss things as to possibly moving furniture, rearranging furniture, where art should be hung, where accessories should be put, where others shouldn't. And of course, we discuss what clean and declutter really means, and specifically what clean and declutter means, because you don't want to become sterile, which tends to happen when I think sometimes a seller isn't really clear. They just say, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and declutter, and they remove everything, and then the house doesn't have any life. It has no feeling. And of course, buyers always like to purchase with a lifestyle in mind as to what they're hoping to achieve.
Right.
So, yeah.
I have another question. Can I ask you?
Yeah.
Just on something you brought up. So, do you use a seller's merchandise to merchandise the property?
Yes.
Or do you empty the house and put in your merchandise?
We can do both. We can do, like I always tell everyone who I speak to on the first conversation, that have never worked with stagers, is there's multiple ways to skin a cat. There's multiple ways to stage a house. And it's very similar as to, it depends on what people have. Either we will use what they have, or we will go ahead and add items to what they have and take away other items. Or in some cases, if somebody's moving to another state, they may not even want their furnishings anymore or moving them with them. So we can use some of what they have and some of what they don't and supplement it with furnishings. So there's multiple ways to go ahead and stage a home. The key thing is the presentation, a lifestyle that buyers are looking for, and one that every single buyer can see. And I'm sure you've seen that when you go ahead and you show homes all the time.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Great information. Thanks, Karen.
Well, today's Tuesday tip is brought to you in regards as to what influences a buyer and selling solutions. And please, on whatever social platform you are listening on this, please go ahead and comment. Please share this, and because that helps us understand what in turn you're looking for. And we will see you until next time. Thank you.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.